Natasha Henstridge from the film American Bully. Now, Natasha, in the film, your character's name is Carol Mills. Tell me a little bit about that character.
Carol Mills is a reporter who is basically investigating a story of an atrocity that happens with some young people. And basically, she's coming to a point in her career where she's starting to question whether or not what role the media has in starting to question, kind of like maybe she starts to feel a little bit guilty for the fact that she is a reporter and the role that the sort of media has in these horrible things that are happening in schools, be it school shootings or these incidents, even with this boy jumping off a bridge and committing suicide and people that are being bullied and just the fact that we give so much news coverage, but particularly to violent crimes and stuff, and they become glamorized, and there's an epidemic sort of happening in this country that you don't really see in most other countries, and you have to wonder if the media has something to do with the fact that that's happening more often now, and I think that the character is sort of questioning her role in that.
Now, the basic premise of the movie, it's about bullying and an incident that escalates into that. Right. Is there anything that you hope the audience gets from this film?
Well, being the mother of 2 children myself and having bullied many kids myself. No, I'm kidding. I didn't bully any kids myself. I did get bullied, actually, pretty severely when I was a kid. And I know that's the topic of the movie, and that sounds very cliche to say. I actually did. I actually went and fought back myself eventually. It took me a couple of years, but I built up the courage of fought back. But hopefully just to be more accepting. My kids, I see it all the time. No matter what you're teaching them at home, they're picking things up from so many other places. They're picking things up from their schoolmates and their friends, and they learn to be more judgmental as the years go on, you see. And it's really hard to sort of counterbalance that. And so just teaching your kids to be accepting and not to judge everybody as much, I think, to keep them safe. I mean, kids live in misery, these kids live in misery, so.
And I guess since you were bullied, do you have any advice for kids?
A shorter girl, too. Can you believe
Wow.
it? Shorter than me. And it's just a mental thing. It's so mental, It was, do I have advice? The politically correct advice is probably not my advice. Because what worked for me was one day my father literally came home and he used to hear me complaining and scared, and I had to be friends with her and I had to do what she wanted to do, and I had to always do these horrible things that I didn't want to do. And he said, "That's it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Tomorrow you go into that school and you tell her that that's it. You're done. And if she keeps doing this, you're going to have to fight her." And we did. We got in a fight, and I realized that my height actually worked to my advantage, and it all worked itself out, let's just say, without being too politically incorrect. Oh, thanks.
Thank you for joining us, Natasha.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Have a good night.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.